Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we have to discuss about uh, quality assurance in Pakistan. Quality assurance in Pakistan is the planned and systematic review process of an institution or program to determine whether or not acceptable standards of education, scholarship, and infrastructure are being met, maintained, and enhanced. You may note three keywords here in this point about quality assurance meaning in Pakistan at large. The major keyword is acceptable standards of education. Second is the scholarship. And third is the infrastructure. क्या ये मेंटेन किए जा रहे हैं या एनहेंस किए जा रहे हैं according to the acceptable standards. It is an instrument designed to add value to higher education by encouraging high quality in education. Here are self-assessment program of Higher Education Commission Pakistan. You know, HEC Pakistan was established in 2002. Earlier it was known as the University Grants Commission. The establishment of Higher Education Commission was on the basis of the idea to promote education in terms of its quality, its standards across the globe. You know, earlier the University Grants Commission was just served as a post office to stamp the degrees only, but not any type of assistance towards conduction of research, dissemination of research, any type of grants regarding research and quality management were provided. So the Higher Education Commission Pakistan have been made its act that is framed according to the guidelines provided by the international agencies, and it is aligned with the advanced economies, advanced countries in education. Let's see what the self-assessment program of Higher Education Commission Pakistan is. The academic programs are assessed in accordance with the criteria and standards given in self-assessment manual. A summary of these criterion and standards is given below. You know, self-assessment manual has been prepared by the consultants, professors of emeritus, and senior professors of the field of assessment that is required to be executed totally in all of the universities, degree awarding institutes. So first of all, in this assessment plan, the first point is mission and objectives and outcomes. What is the mission of the program? What are the objectives of the program? And what will be the outcomes of the program? Program doesn't mean only the assessment program, but the program being offered by the universities at different levels. They do have their mission statement, objectives, and outcomes according to this manual. The program must have documented measurable objectives that support faculty, college, and institution mission statement. If I put here an example of the University of Education, you should go to the website of the university and you can see there the mission statement and the vision and the objectives of the university. So in total, all of the programs being offered by the University of Education, you know, these are more than 40, about 50 programs. All of the programs have their separate objectives and outcomes. But all these objectives and outcomes are aligned with the mission and objectives of the university. The program must have documented outcomes for graduating students. It must be demonstrated that outcomes support the program objectives and that graduating students are capable of performing these outcomes. So the reason behind these documented outcomes is that the graduating students of that institution, the university, and the degree awarding institution must demonstrate the outcomes that support the program objective, whatever the program they have, they are graduate in. For example, if they are graduate in teacher education, so their outcomes are aligned with the objectives of and mission of the university. Program mission objectives and outcomes continued. The results of programs assessment and the extent to which they are used to improve the program must be documented. The department must assess its overall performance periodically using qualifiable measures. So here are the three major keywords to be elaborated. The department must assess its overall performance. First, I should explain you the department. You know, in universities, there is a hierarchy like that starts from top down. If I say at highest level, there is a school, and then there are the faculties, divisions, and then departments. So the department is at the initial level management where the programs are being offered, and unanimously then they are the different programs of the different departments run under the umbrella of any of the faculty that might be faculty of education, faculty of science, and then the school is a large canvas known as the School of Social Sciences. Now you can imagine here all of the program other than the sciences, the programs which fall under the umbrella of social sciences, all are being looked after by the dean of that school. So the performance must assess its overall performance. डिपार्टमेंट की अपनी परफॉर्मेंस अलग है और स्टूडेंट्स की जो असेसमेंट है वो अलग है. सो ओवरऑल परफॉर्मेंस जो उसको पीरियडिकली डिपार्टमेंट की देखनी है कि क्या, और वो कैसे देखनी है, क्वांटिफाइएबल मेजर्स लेने हैं, ऐसे इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स यूज़ करने हैं जो फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स की शक्ल में कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट दें, आपको डाटा दें, जिनको आप एनालाइज करके उनके कोई बार ग्राफ्स, पाई चार्ट्स, कोई उनकी परसेंटेजेस, उनकी कोई मीन मीडियन उस निकाल सकें. तो परसेंटाइल बेसिकली यहाँ बेहतर मेजर है जो यूज़ किया जाता है. तो ڈپارٹمنٹس کی اپنی جو ہے وہ دیکھنی ہوتی ہے ہر 3 میں ہر سمیسٹر کے بعد پرفارمنس کتنی رہی ہے. تو ایک تو میں آپ کو یہاں اگزامپل کوٹ کروں کہ ایک وہ ایویلیویشن ہے ٹیچر ایویلیویشن جو اسٹوڈنٹس کرتے ہیں. آپ ٹیچر سے متعلق بتاتے ہو کہ اپ ٹو واٹ ایکسٹینٹ the material was relevant and provided in time and teacher's schedule and his classroom participation and encouragement to the students بلا بلا بلا. بہت سارے اس طرح کے کویشچنز ہیں جو آپ آن لائن ابھی فل کرتے ہو ٹیچر کی ایویلیویشن کے بارے میں. That leads towards the performance of the assessment of the performance of the teacher on the basis of which he is ranked on what percentile he stands, and if it is below marks, he or she is being counseled by his or her director or sometimes from the other seniors. This process is also taken into consideration by the QEC, Quality Enhancement Cell in the universities. Not the department or the faculty or the school uh, themselves do this process. It is initiated by the Quality Enhancement Cell. The second layer, that is about the department's performance, as it is given here, the periodically be assessed through quantifiable measures. In this regard, the Quality Enhancement Cell, with the permission of the Vice Chancellor, make teams of the senior and junior professors. The team members, one is the senior professor and second is the junior faculty member. So they are assigned the separate programs, individual programs to assess their overall performance according to this provided manual. In this, it is necessary for this assessment team. اسے ہم کہتے بھی پروگرام ایویلیویشن اسیسمنٹ ٹیم کہتے ہیں. تو یہ پروگرام ایویلیویشن اسیسمنٹ ٹیم جو ہے یہ دیکھتی ہیں کہ کیا وہ جو پروگرام کسی ڈپارٹمنٹ میں آفر کیا جا رہا ہے جس کے اسیسمنٹ انہیں کرنی ہے، اس کا ویژن، اس کا مشن جو ہے، اس کے جو آبجیکٹیوز ہیں، پروگرام کے آبجیکٹیوز، کیا وہ یونیورسٹی کے ویژن اور مشن سے الائنڈ ہیں. پھر اب جو اس کے آبجیکٹیوز ہیں اور جو اسٹوڈنٹس آؤٹ کمز انہوں نے لکھے ہوئے ہیں اس میں، کیا وہ میئریبل ہیں اور آگے جو کانٹینٹ گیون ہے وہ الائنڈ ود دوز آبجیکٹیوز اینڈ پرپوزڈ آؤٹ کمز ہے. تو یہ اگر اس میں کوئی شارٹ کمنگز ہوں، کوئی ڈیفیشنسی ہو، کوئی چیزیں ایڈ کرنی ہوں، کوئی چیزیں اس میں سے ختم کرنا ہوں، تو یہ پروگرام اسیسمنٹ ایویلیویشن ٹیم جو ہے یہ انہیں پرپوز کرتی ہے کہ اس میں یہ چیزیں ایڈ کی جا سکتی ہیں. تو اکارڈنگلی یہ پھر کنوے کیا جاتا ہے اور اسی کی بنیاد پر ایئرلی یا آفٹر 2 ایئرس جو کورس آؤٹ لائنس ہیں وہ ریوائز ہوتی ہیں. کورس آؤٹ لائن ایسے ہی نہیں ریوائز ہو جاتی کہ کوئی ایک ٹیچر اٹھ کے کھڑا ہو جائے اور کہے کہ جی وہ یہ کورس آؤٹ لائن ہم نے ریوائز کرنی ہے، پرمیشن دیں. Now, on the basis of this program evaluation assessment, according to the provided manual of from Higher Education Commission Pakistan, on the basis of the report of the evaluation team, it is proposed that rather either the course outline is up to mark or there is need to change in it or in any part of it, partially or fully. Second is the curriculum design and organization. This is the second standard that is provided by the program assessment evaluation manual. The curriculum must be consistent and support the program's documented objectives. As earlier I said in the previous slide, curriculum or the course outline is also needed to be aligned with the, or it should be documented objectives according to, it should be aligned with the documented objectives of that program. Theoretical background problems analysis and solution design must be stressed. within the program's core material. No doubt, whatever the problems analysis and solution of the designs and theoretical background of that very much program is available should be within the program's core material. कोई उसमें otherwise चीजें add ना की हुई हों. The curriculum must satisfy the core requirements for the program as specified by the respective accreditation body. So it is very necessary for the curriculum developers and the reviewers that they should make it aligned with the needs or the requirements of the accreditation body. Respective accreditation body, whatever the program is, what is the accreditation body, उनकी जो needs हैं उसके according ये set standards जो हैं accreditation body already उसको दे देती है. The curriculum must satisfy the major requirements for the program as specified by the Higher Education Commission and the respective accreditation body councils. The curriculum must satisfy general education, arts, professional, and other disciplinary requirements for the program as specified by the respective accreditation body or council. So it should satisfy the major requirement. It should also satisfy the general education, art, professional, and other disciplinary requirements. Information technology component of the curriculum must be integrated throughout the program. You know, you have studied many of the programs here in the university or in any of the university in your previous classes as well, and studying right now. There is a, a handsome component of information technology have been integrated in the curriculum to make handy and fluent the students towards the information technology friendly users. Oral and written communication skills of the students must be developed and applied in the program. This has been the core component of any of the program, and almost 10% of the overall marks of the program have been identified and specified towards this written and communication skills. So that is your participation in the class, your presentation style, and your presentation skills. And moreover, the article review and the likewise the written assignments given to the students are the only result of this or result of this component of curriculum design and organization according to the provided manual of the Higher Education Commission Pakistan. Laboratories and computing facilities. Laboratory manuals, documentation, instructions for experiments must be available and readily accessible to the faculty and students. For this purpose, Higher Education Commission give certain grants when you go for establishment of the departments and apply for the accreditation and affiliation with the Higher Education Commission. Then you have to provide the laboratories and the relevant infrastructure. So for that purpose, they have also developed a laboratory manual, and the documentation show all of the components of that laboratory towards its establishment should be aligned with the provided manual by the Higher Education Commission. There must be adequate support personnel for instruction and maintaining the laboratories. Accordingly, when you have established a infrastructure and a lab, then it is very necessary. There should be relevant janitorial assistant and the technical people who should look after them. In this regard, there are certain positions and vacancies have been generated in the budgets of the universities annually for the IT assistant, IT manager, IT specialist who are responsible to look after the IT system of the university. So as you know, you are familiar with the UMS and LMS system. So this is also uh, run under the supervision of those IT departments have been established in all of the universities. The university computing infrastructure and facilities must be adequate to support programs objectives. As earlier in curriculum development, we have learned that it is very necessary again, all of the computing infrastructure and facilities must be adequate and to support programs the objective. They should be aligned with the program objectives. They cannot be established other than these hallmarks. Student support and advising. Courses must be offered with sufficient frequency and number of students to complete the program in a timely manner. So mm, it's very necessary component that the student sports and courses must be offered in the sufficient frequency. Uh, Minimum criteria to offer the programs in a semester is 4 and maximum to 6. तो ये नहीं है कि आप पैसे फीसें अर्न करने के लिए या अदरवाइज स्लो एंड स्टडी चलते रहें, दो ने प्रोग्राम ऑफर कर दें, दो ने कर दें एक में फिर अगले में एक में, इस तरह स्टूडेंट का हर्ज होता है. हमें ये पता है कि अंडर ग्रेड लेवल पे इफ़ देयर इज़ अ 4 ईयर प्रोग्राम तो एचईसी ये कहता है कि ये 4 ईयर प्रोग्राम के लिए उसको आपने हर सूरत 6 ईयर में कंप्लीट करवाना है. उसके अगर ये 8 सेमेस्टर्स हैं तो उसको 12 सेमेस्टर्स तक आप ले जा सकते हैं, इससे आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते. If it is time barred, degree will not be awarded and will not be verified by the Higher Education Commission, Pakistan. Similarly, अगर कोई प्रोग्राम है वो 2 years का है, 4 semesters का है, तो उसमें 1 year ऐड किया जा सकता है. ये अकॉर्डिंग टू HEC है. फॉर एग्जांपल MA एजुकेशन है या MA कोई भी मास्टर्स है, तो वो 4 semesters का है, तो उसमें स्टूडेंट को विद इन 6 semester उसको लाजमन कंप्लीट करना है. वो कब कंप्लीट करेगा? अगर यूनिवर्सिटी उसको अप टू मार्क टाइम देती है और उसको अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस पॉइंट द सफिशिएंट फ्रीक्वेंसी, कोर्सेज मस्ट बी ऑफर्ड विद द सफिशिएंट फ्रीक्वेंसी. तो कोई अगर फेल हो रहा है, कहीं को उसने फ्रीज करवाया है, कोई प्रॉब्लम हो गया है, कोई छोड़ गया, क्विट कर गया, दोबारा आना चाहता है, तो अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ द प्रोग्राम्स ये होगी कि वो इस कदर हो कि उसके लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी हो कि वो उस टाइम के अंदर, टाइम बार्ड होने से पहले पहले अपना वो जो है डिग्री कंप्लीट कर ले टाइमली मैनर. हाँ, एक और चीज़ यहाँ पे हो सकती है कि यूनिवर्सिटीज़ जो हैं वो ऑथोराइज होती हैं कि वो उनके लिए स्पेशल सेमेस्टर भी ऑफर कर सकती हैं. You know, in University of Education, there are only 2 semesters, spring and fall. Most of the universities, like Punjab University or many of the private sector universities, are also used to offer summer semester. So summer semester is also offered to meet the deficiency of the time and support students so as to make them capable to complete their program in a timely manner. But unluckily, I would like to convey you that our university cannot offer summer program because in University Act there is not provision to offer the summer program, summer semesters. Therefore, in any crucial situation or any critical situation, we can in University of Education can do this practice in rare cases. As in 2018, due to the uh, incorporation of UMS, University Management System, it was very new for all of us, the teachers and the students and the management. So different problems were created, and it was leading towards the great loss for the students. So to overcome those hindrances and to support the students, to make it easy for them uh, to complete their degree, the summer program was offered uh, unofficially. Similarly, courses in the major area of the study must be structured to ensure effective interaction between students, faculty, and teaching assistants. Major area of studies, the core areas where all of the uh, courses are necessary for all of the students of a particular program, be structured to ensure effective interaction between students. No doubt, courses are always structured to make it to make sure that interaction between students and teachers and teaching assistants should be at par. So it make good collaboration. It provides the opportunity of good collaboration among all the stakeholders. Guidance on how to complete the program must be available to all students. This is very necessary. Again, it is towards the student support and advisory bodies of the universities should provide them the complete program must be available in all the students. So that is available in the form of prospectus. That is also available on the schedules of any of the department and the divisions and the faculties. Moreover, there is a student support center that is particularly framed and established in all of the universities for this purpose. The students are can access this office for their queries, and they can um, resolve their issues. But uh, particularly, they should be uh, these things should be available on the online. Student can access and can see the roadmap of any of the program and its timeline on the website of the university of regarding that certain program. The access to academic advising must be available to make course decisions, and careers choice. Academic advising must be available. For this purpose, the universities have been advised by the Higher Education Commission and Punjab Higher Education Commission to establish the Student Counseling Center. Luckily, I am the person who I am the person, the pioneer in this regard. I have been serving as the Director Student Counseling Center and Student Career Counseling, uh, the pioneer director in this university. I established this directorate in 2016 and directly under the umbrella of Higher Education Commission of Pakistan. And I am proud that I can share with you when within a year in all of our 12 uh, campuses, I have conducted more than 110 seminars regarding uh, students counseling, student career counseling, student placement, students presentation skills, students learning skills, to students uh, guidelines towards the decision making, when, where, and what type of courses they should can choose on the basis of their background, and what will be the good roadmap for them towards their career. Process control. The process by which students are admitted to the program must be based on quantitative and qualitative criteria clearly documented. This process must be periodically evaluated to ensure that it is meeting its objectives. The process by which students are registered in the program and monitoring of students' progress to ensure timely completion of the program must be documented. This process must be periodically evaluated to ensure that it is meeting its objectives. So here in this process control, it is very necessary to have a roadmap of any of the program, starting from registration, the day when they are entered in the university as a student, and have to leave the university as the graduate of that much program, when they have to enter, how they have to register, and when will be their sort of assessments in terms of their midterm and final term, accordingly their representations. So this component has been incorporated in all of the universities and ours as well, in the type of weekly plans that is also being looked after by the quality enhancement cell of the universities. So this process leads the students towards his future plans and the study plans as well. When there will be some holidays to the students, when he or she have to opt for his comprehensive examination, when they have to go for the opportunity of their supervisors, and what are the ways to select a supervisor, and when their topics for research, proposal for research, uh, and they have to go for their thesis and further its completion and submission, and what bodies are involved, the assessment of this, all this, when and where they have to present their research proposal, and have taken the approval of their research proposal and the research topic as well. And finally, before the submission of the thesis, where they have to present their thesis for as a public defense to get approved for its final submission. So this is all is the roadmap that is that falls under the umbrella of the term process control to be carried out by the universities at large. The process of recruiting and retaining high qualified faculty members must be in place and clearly documented. It is very necessary to follow the rules. So according to this manual, you can see there are guidelines provided by the Higher Education Commission towards the recruitment and placement of the faculty. What should be the experience? As you know, for lecturer, there is minimum criteria. The candidate must be MPhil in the relevant subject to be inducted as lecturer in the university, and should be PhD for assistant professor, and for associate professor, you know, he or she should have the 10 years university job along with the 10 research publications, or 5 years after PhD with 10 publications. And accordingly for the professor, he or she is eligible only when he have completed 10 years of his service in the university after completion of PhD, or in total he or she should have 15 years of service in the university, and but must be served 4 years after PhD with the 15 publications, research publications in HEC recognized journals of category above than Z category. Also, processes and procedures for faculty evaluation promotion must be consistent with institutional mission statement. These processes must be periodically evaluated to ensure that these are meeting with the objectives. No doubt this process has been carried out through the teacher evaluation from students as well, and in terms of the PER, performance evaluation report, that is initiated by the immediate boss, immediate uh, officer of the department, and finally it is countersigned by the competent authority. And the competent authority in the case of universities is the vice chancellor. The process and procedures used to ensure that the teaching and delivery of course material to the students emphasizes active learning and that course learning outcomes are met. The process must be periodically evaluated to ensure that it is meeting its objectives. So process and procedures, both, rather they are regarding the course material delivery or the students' active learning or towards the learning outcomes. They should meet the objectives and should be aligned with the objectives of the university. Moreover, there is also process ensure that the graduates have completed the requirements of the program must be based on the uh, standards, effective and clearly documented procedures. This process must be periodically evaluated to ensure that it is meeting the objective. So the process control is totally assessed and seen, that is according to the needs and requirements of the objectives provided. Rest of the indicators will be discussed in the next session. I would like to stop here.